1. Good evening, everybody. Happy Saturday Night Live. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. He's a little understated tonight. It's cute though. Yes, you can see my puppy. My puppy's cute. There's my puppy. Chippy. Chippy. Are you a good boy? He's a cute one. You can't stay mad for long when you have a singing dog in the house. Doesn't matter how cranky you are. Get out the guitar, you're like, I'm just going to play shitty songs. And then he's like, oh! That tail, I know, right? He's got some strong tail game. All right, everybody, welcome to the AI Learning Lab. My name is Kyle Shannon. Had a really good workshop today with John Leland, a play shop. We did the play shop. A number of people from the AI Salon and the Irregulars took part. It was really fun. It's really good. It's a puppy cow stripes one. yeah, he does. He looks like a cow. He's like a cow gone wrong. Champy is very much. He's got bovine influence. he's a big fat motherfucker too. He's got about a dog and a half worth of dog in him for his frame size. he's as the vet said once, that's one tubby boy. Oh, great intonation, Kyle. Thank you. Thank you. So sorry I missed it. Yeah, it was good. We, it's funny. If I'd given a workshop even 6 months ago, it would have been a very different thing than what we gave today. Today was much more like the philosophy of using the tools rather than, how you use specific tools. So we bounced around a lot and just talked about, how you think about this stuff. Like, how are you supposed to keep up with technology that you can't keep up with? How are you supposed to learn technology that's changing every 2 weeks? How are you supposed to not just get completely overwhelmed and intimidated? And the answer is play. The answer is don't take it so seriously. Just play with tools and inspire yourself and just unlock creativity in everything you do. And that's kind of the key. So it's good. It was good. And be constipated with AI. Yeah, exactly. That you can get very constipated with it. You can. It's funny. ChatGPT is very much like a blank piece of paper, right? Because it can do anything, So can a blank piece of paper, right? A little blank piece of paper can be pretty intimidating. Well, what do I write on it? I could write anything. What if it's not the great American novel, right? And then you don't write anything. That's kind of like ChatGPT. What do I prompt it to say? What do I do with it? And so we talked a lot about that. Talked a little bit about the origin of ChatGPT and a little historical context. Talked a little bit about how it works, which is wild. If you don't know how ChatGPT works, it's absolutely insane. Once you get it, it's even more remarkable what it does. Google pre-2016 or 2008 was better. Yeah, Google's completely useless at this point. It's really bad. AI seems so overrated. I was just using ChatGPT to learn about secret societies. Nothing. Well, certain topics, it's got safety guardrails in, and so it's not going to go there. If you want to run down conspiracy theory holes, then go get yourself an unrestricted version of Llama, and I'm sure you can. I'm sure it will be much more pleasing. You got to understand these. The commercial entities are not going to have their large language models do things that could get them in trouble. Right? As little as possible. So they've got safety guardrails on them for stuff like that. Will the Play Shop be available on demand for sale? Yeah, in fact, Brandon, it was funny. I was thinking of you. It is going to be for sale, and we're going to do an affiliate link. So if anyone, and it's actually a really generous affiliate link. So if anyone wants to help get the word out about it, yes, it is. It's going to be available on demand. I don't know when. We just finished it today, so probably by Monday is my guess. But yeah, but just ping me on the AI Salon if you wanna if you're interested in the affiliate program. Because yeah, cool. Ba-da-ba-bum. Can't wait to read it. I busted Brandon's chops a little bit last night because he read an audiobook. I'm like, wait a minute. And then it actually brought up a really interesting definitional thing. Is listening to an audiobook reading? Because you can read with your eyes and you can read Braille with your fingers, but can you read audiobooks with your ears? We don't know. It seems unclear. It is unproven case law. Can we play with Ideogram tonight? Absolutely. We played with that a lot today, actually. So yeah, I can do that. Ask Meta AI for an extensive list of the best Golden Girls one-liners. And how did it do, Danielle? Oh, let's see. What would you do if you owned .agi, not .ai, .net, but .agi? I don't think owning the domain name does anything. I asked ChatGPT for opinions on standardized education. It gave me a very honest opinion. Well, one of the things that ChatGPT, well, all large language models are decent at, is it will give you non-emotional arguments just to explain stuff. If you ask it to explain something to you, it doesn't do it with emotion, which is unlike humans, right? If you ask humans to talk about certain topics, it is a risky business because, our country has been polarized and information and so there are certain words that are trigger words in our society now on all sides of the conversation. And you literally can't talk about certain topics. And that's not so with these large language models. So I actually think that people that actually have, real questions about those topics are going to be able to actually get educated on them. And I think that's a good thing. I find it quite amazing. It was one of the things that kind of caught me off guard with it is I would be like typing into ChatGPT and I would be afraid of certain topics. I'm like, oh, this is one of those touchy topics. And it didn't respond with any emotion. It just said, here's the answer to your question. I'm like, oh, that's refreshing, right? I don't have to get defensive about asking a question. We just hired a few interns to work on new AI project and 500 applications were submitted. Wow. Huh. Interesting. How many of them were claiming 10 years AI experience? How many of those applications were written by AI? It's really funny. It's not funny. It's really fucked up. LinkedIn, because LinkedIn added the right comment for me using AI. Just people are commenting on posts I do that are just it's people I don't know, very often from, lands far, far away. And all the answers are identical. Slight word changes, but it's all AI generated shit. It's awful. Oh, you can learn a lot of info from chatbots. I love it. Yeah, exactly. How do you qualify who can actually use it well? Oh yeah, that's a good question. All of them used AI to write their resumes. Actually, who you should hire is the one person out of 50 that didn't use AI to write their thing. And then you should write an AI response letter to the other 49 that said, we hired the person that didn't use AI. and then say, note, this rejection letter was written by AI. Oh man, someone is prototyping a marketplace that will allow AI to hire humans to do things it can't do. I saw that, Brandon. Yeah, it's a I forget what the company's called, but it's a bunch of autonomous AI agents that go off and do stuff for people. And then when it gets stuck, when it can't do something, it actually has its own little bank account or its own little its own little slush fund, and it can hire humans to do tasks that it can't do. Payman, that's it. Yeah, exactly. I haven't checked it out yet, but I think it's actually a pretty brilliant idea, right? Like, until these autonomous agents get good, there's going to be certain things they can't do. And even when they get good, there's still going to be certain things they can't do. And so it's just going to hire people. Oh, man. Kind of like hiring an unknown SEO company. Exactly. Exactly. And if in order to buy some of that SEO sweet media dollars, you've got to talk to someone in person, it'll hire a person to make that call. It's just crazy. Can I create video clips with AI like we generate images? Yes, you can. In fact, here, let me show you. This is the new Meta AI, just Meta.ai. So this is from Facebook, and it's just like ChatGPT. So you can just say, write a poem, and it'll write a poem. Let's see how horrible it is. Rays of sunshine filter through, a gentle breeze rustles anew, the trees awake from their sleep, a spring sweet magic starts to creep. That is solid fourth grade poetry. It's nice. But it can also make images, and so, all right, that's good. Let's see, a poodle playing a violin. It's pretty quick. It's free. And boom, there's that. Cute. And then you can just click this animate button. And now look, it's going to suck, okay? But it's free, and it makes video by just clicking the animate button. Look, he's nearly running a bow over the strings. Well, through the violin, through the force field of the violin. That's pretty funny. But cut that quickly into an editing sequence, and you wouldn't know that wasn't real. It also watermarks it, so you can do it with that. You can do it. There's a bunch of tools that do it. Leonardo.ai does it. Probably the most famous one is Runway.ml or Runway-ML.com. Oh, I'll show you another one that's kind of fun. So that's lip sync. Text to video. So you just come over here and you can say, video of a dragster spinning its wheels as the lights turn on. Generate, and now it's going to just generate shit. I can also upload an image and just tell it to generate video out of that image. You can do image to video. So we'll see how this does. This cars in general, it does pretty bad at, because it doesn't know how the physics work of the wheels. so it'll get the smoke right, but like the wheels probably won't spin. What are you on right now? Right now I'm on Runway.ml. Are you on LTX Studio yet? It's a sore subject. No, I'm not.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
You can use the brush to make the wheels turn. Yep. Yeah, that's true. I could do that. I've got 193 seconds left. What is that, about 3 minutes? Yeah. These generative video things are not cheap, but I'll show you one. I'll show you one that's free. That's pretty good. What's the best AI to summarize a podcast or YouTube video? I use Claude. I think Gemini 1.5 Pro is pretty good at it. Because it's got a Gemini. So a way to do this is just go to YouTube and get the transcript of your video and then go into Gemini Pro 1.5 Pro, which has a 1,000,000 token context window, and just paste it in there. It's amazing. Because 1,000,000 tokens is like, many pages. Way more than your podcast. Like, even if you have a 6-hour podcast, it can probably just ingest that whole thing and summarize it for you. Oh, look, it's a Dragster from 1962. That's view of a Dragster spinning its wheels as the lights turn on. That's pretty bad. All right, let's go try another one. And this would be better if we started with an image. Maybe we make an image in Midjourney or something like that. But let's go to. Let's see. App.decohere.ai. Decohere. App.decohere.ai. So the way this works, it's got this kind of carousel kind of interface. There's going to be an image there, an image in the center, and an image to the right. And then there's a little prompt box here, and I can make wide images, square images, tall images. I can set my options. I can upload a starting image, or as I type, this thing's going to be making. So let's see. Smoke billows from the rear slicks of a Dragster. Ooh, that's cool, actually. Of a stock Dragster. That's not stock. Super stock? Super stock. And then you can just click on the sides here. These are top fuel Dragsters, but that's okay. We're at least getting in the neighborhood. So there you go. So there's a stupid looking fire Dragster. I wouldn't want to be sitting in the seat right there as this thing does what it's doing, but that's all right. But now I can just I can either upscale the image, which will make it prettier. Oh, that one's actually kind of cool. So I can either upscale it, which will make it prettier, or I can generate a video out of this. So you just click generate video, and then it'll go off and do that. Let's see. We'll do both. We'll see what the upscale looks like. And so it's just doing stuff down here. Pretty slick, right? The other thing this has got, which is kind of cool, is it's got a, let's do Spaceman walks down Times Square in 2076. I think I like that one. Now, check this out. you can upload an image. So we'll do Benjamin Cumberbatch. And so you can do an image, they call it a person reference. And so now all of these images that it creates will have his face. So, some version of his face. That's slick. And then any one of these you can upscale. Any one of these you can turn into a movie. Let's see how our Dragster did. Where's my images? Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. Oh yeah, those wheels are not spinning. No. It's one of the things that oh, this is just upscaled. So there's the detailed version, there's the non-detailed version. Yeah, you can't really see too much, but... And that's a free one. I'm pretty sure Deco here is free. I think it is. Video in motion. And then where do I go to this, reuse image, generate video. Oh, I did a generate video. I want to upscale it. Let's upscale creativity. We'll blast the creativity to 10 and see what it does. All right, so here's the video it made of him. Oh, that's pretty cool. Trippy. Like right there, you could stop it. There it gets weird. That's pretty slick. For free. Someone was also asking me, what else? Where did I start this? Let's go to Ideogram. If you don't know Ideogram, IDEOGRAM.ai. They let you do 25 pictures a day for free, so you don't have to pay for this. And it's got just a really slick interface. You can scroll down and see, all the stupid pictures that people make. Some of them are nice. If you click on any image, like if you like this picture of Messi, you can go look at their magic prompt. So the magic prompt is what Ideogram actually writes for someone. They typed in Lionel Messi portrait, and then Ideogram itself said a striking and dynamic portrait of the legendary soccer player Lionel Messi. He is shown mid-stride with the ball at his feet, wearing an iconic Argentina jersey, right? So that's kind of slick. And so you can copy that, or you can just say remix, and it'll just use this image as a starting point and that prompt as a starting point and get going. Or you can just type in anything you want. It's also got these little things that you can click, like wildlife photography. And then I'll say an exotic fictitious bird that has the Audubon Society in a kerfuffle. I strongly encourage you to act like an idiot with AI because, listen, you're not going to get worse images if you act like an idiot. You might learn something, and it's entertaining. Oh, fiddlesticks, not the kerfuffle. Oh, nice. What do we got here? That is definitely a kerfuffle generating bird. What else we got? Ooh, that one's nice. Wow, I love that one. And then if I say remix this one, you can do image weight. So if you make it up to 100, it'll make it almost identical to that. If you have it at 50, it'll have sort of 50% influence. So let's put it at like 70. And let's just try it again. Let's do it. Can I change the aspect ratio? I don't think I can. Oh, maybe I can. Can I? No, because I'm using that. Okay. Let's do cinematic and generate. All right. Let's see what this does. Kerfuffle, oh pish posh. Anyone know anywhere you can use Stable Diffusion 3 for free? Yes. Wait. Well, probably at clipdrop.io. So clipdrop not .io, .co. Clipdrop.co is Stability AI's site. Let's see. Sketch to image. AI tools. Image upscaler, relight. Generative fill, SDXL turbo, stable diffusion, new model. So that looks correct. Stable diffusion. I don't know. How do we know what model this is? 70s muscle car in an abandoned factory with sunshine streaming through the broken windows. This is my go-to prompt when I just want to try something. Generate images with SG3 for pro users. So no, that's not free. Let's go to Leonardo.ai. Launch the app. Oh, dreamstudio.ai, T-Rock? Okay, cool. And it's got free things? I think it does. Introducing new style reference. Let's see. Image generation. Leonardo XL. Stable diffusion 2.1. Nope, this does not have it. It will soon, I'm sure. Let's do Dream Studio. Dream Studio. Beta.dreamstudio.ai. Welcome to Dream Studio. New models. All right, let's see. Choose style. Does it say which? Advanced. SDXL model. No, this doesn't have it. There's probably somewhere that's got it, but I don't know. Oh, Poe. Interesting. Let's go to Poe and see if Poe's got it. Poe.com. That's a good call. So if I say see all of the models, Stable Diffusion 3, here you go. Now, what I don't know a lot of the advanced models on Poe, you do have to be a subscriber to Poe. But it's one of the reasons why you would subscribe to Poe is you've got access to a bunch of different models. So the $20 you spend with Poe gets you a lot more access than with a lot of other services. So let's do 70s. Muscle car in an abandoned factory with sunlight streaming through the broken windows. By the way, I don't know if you know this, Poe, it's okay, not great. The company behind Poe is Quora. The CEO of Quora is a guy named Adam D'Angelo. Adam D'Angelo is one of the board members that ousted Sam Altman, and he's the only board member of the ousting team that survived the shakeup. So, curious little thing, because they've got a competitive kind of tool from ChatGPT, and he's on the board of OpenAI. So, curious little thing. So yeah, it looks like Poe you can at least access it, but I'm guessing you have to pay for it. But I pay for Poe, so I don't know. SD3 Turbo. Yeah, this is pretty cool that they've got this. Poe.com. Only the API is available, so it's limited through Fireworks AI or whatever they plug into. Okay, that's good to know. Add my extra edition, perhaps, Kyle. I don't know what that means. Hugging Face does it. Well, yeah, but Hugging Face, you've got to be a bit more technical. So I assume it was someone looking to not install. Like, if you want to install, you can get Stable Diffusion up and running if you want to install like a Google Colab notebook or something like that. But if you just want to go to a site and use it, you just give it a week or two. The developer community is absolutely fucking bonkers with this AI stuff, so I'm sure at some point you'll just be able to install it right on your phone. You can see at the top that it's through the Fireworks API. Oh, that's really interesting. Cool. A duck on a raft. Yeah, that's pretty good. For a shitty prompt, that's a clever little image, isn't it? Oh, add horse walking through factory with industrialized sized open doors. Okay, we'll do it in Turbo. Horse walking through an abandoned factory with industrial-sized doors that are open. 1 second. 1 second. Bang. So let's flip back over to... how do I get back to this? Let's see. Workhorse walking through an abandoned factory with industrial-sized doors swung open and sunlight bursting through, backlighting the horse. Is Poe worth it, Kyle, to sub to? A year ago, the answer was yes. And then when ChatGPT 4 came out, I kind of cooled a little bit on Poe. But I'm now kind of warming up to it again. So I think it's probably worth subscribing to for a couple of reasons. You got they give you access to lots and lots of models. They have the equivalent of GPTs. They call them Poe bots. You can make a chat bot. You can monetize your chat bots, and your chat bots do not require the end user to have a subscription. So there's a couple of things that Poe's doing that it's actually doing better. Hit F5. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, there's a couple of things that it's doing better than ChatGPT. I'm not a huge fan of the interface. It feels a little bit like preschool, play school kind of interface to me, but it's gotten a bit better. And it's got all these bots that people have made, and it's got its own bots, and it's got all these models you can try, and it's really easy to make a bot. So I'd say as a primary, if you were only going to have one subscription, I would subscribe to ChatGPT. But if you want to not dick with a bunch of other sites, you could just use Poe. You could just subscribe to Poe, and then you've got access to, here's all the Claude models, Claude 3 Sonnet, Haiku, and Opus. Here's GPT-4. Here's Playground 2.5, which is an image generation model. Here's Gemini 1.5 Pro. Here's DALL-E 3. Here's Stable Diffusion 3, Stable Diffusion Turbo, Stable Diffusion, whatever the hell that is, probably 2.1. Here's Llama 3, 70 billion parameter, right? So here's the Mixtral things. So you hear about Llama and Mixtral. You can use all these. So some of these sit behind their paywall, some of them don't. So, yeah, I mean, I'd say certainly consider it. Just came back from Poe to check on all my bots. Not a great interface. I know. It's just, there's something about it, SourceCamp, that's just it just feels a little janky. It feels a little janky. How do they do all that for $20 when each one costs about that? Because I guarantee you what they're doing, Corey, is you probably get X number of API calls, for your $20, and they don't care that. They're going to assume, Corey, that you're not going to, do 100 API calls on each of the models. You're probably going to pick one and just do, 20 or 100 calls on that one model. And I would assume at some point they rate limit you. So they're just assuming that, they're going to distribute the API costs across the population. So, or the customer base, the population. Hold please 1 second. Good day. Good day. Good day. All right. So that's Poe. That's Poe. All right, let's get back to Chitty Chat. It tells you how many tokens it costs per message depending on the bot on Poe. There you go. Yeah, so I'm sure they've got some sort of Claude 3 has limits on size and number of conversations. There you go. Yeah. So again, Poe's it should be in the consideration set. Even if you don't pay for it, Poe should be on your list of things to try because even their free stuff gives you access to a lot of things. So it's worth spending time with. I love iced coffee. Give me some of that. That is mine. You cannot have my iced coffee.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
That's my iced coffee. Is he drinking iced coffee on a Saturday night? He must be a radical. Regardless of the magic involved, it's dang good deal for the buck. I don't disagree with that. I sucked coffee down the wrong tube. So can you access Code Interpreter and ChatGPT through Pwn? No, you can't. So again, it's janky. It's not great. You cannot. I think if I were just going to have one subscription, it would be ChatGPT Plus, the $20 a month for ChatGPT. If I were going to have two subscriptions, it would either be Midjourney or one of the video tools, and probably not Runway or Pika. It depends on what you want to do with video. I think the talking avatars right now are more interesting than Runway and Pika, but people are using Runway and Pika to do interesting stuff. All the video tools are really expensive, and they don't give you a lot of time. So you see these really cool videos that people do, and you're like, oh, I'm going to make a whole feature film. And then you realize you've only got 120 seconds worth of video. And even if it makes something that's not usable, you're still paying for it. So, I would probably do Midjourney or like HeyGen or D-ID in addition to ChatGPT. But, I don't know. There's so many right now. And it's like you can use Copilot from Microsoft for free. Meta.ai is free. Claude is free, though they limit you. Pi is free. There's just a ton of free tools out there. And there's a ton of free image generation tools. And now there's image generation tools that do video. And now you can go to Udio. Have you seen Udio that makes the songs? Holy shit! That's free. Oh, man. Suno sounds still coming from a broken speaker in an empty metal can. Yeah, exactly. But Udio doesn't. Like, Udio sounds pretty... Let's do... okay. Contemporary, fingerstyle, acoustic guitar, singer-songwriter, major key ballad. Create. People are going to be real mad soon when these free things go away unless you host yourself. Yeah, and I don't disagree with that, Pate. I think that we're going to see a lot more free options and installable options coming up. I think within 2 days of Llama 3 coming out, someone had taken the MLX framework from Apple and they had the smaller version, the 7 billion parameter model, running on an iPhone 15 Pro at decent speed. So I think we're going to start seeing stuff that you can load up on your machines. Like, yeah. I think by this time next year, there's going to be a lot of options. I think it's going to be built into Android. I think it's going to be built into iOS. iOS, depending on your phone model, might be running locally. So that's not free because you're in the Apple ecosystem, but, people are already paying for that.
In the court of law, under the midday light, a lawyer stood with his case wound tight. as he spoke with fervent plea.
Sounds like Johnny.
The sky darkened
Johnny Cash.
strangely over thee. In the court of law, under the midday light, a lawyer stood with his case wound tight. But as he spoke with fervent plea, the sky...
That's kind of cool. Got a cool kind of groove to it. AI is equal in time to dial-up internet. So much more to come. Yeah, we're very much in the dial-up internet. In fact, you know, when you use GPT-4, it is very reminiscent of dial-up internet, right? So if I just say, explain quantum mechanics in an M&M rap. Not that kind of M&M. M&M. You know, you can watch it. You can watch it type, right? This is if you're an old timer with gray hairs and remember dial-up modems. Remember watching the internet fly across your screen? Now, you want to see something cool? Let's flip over to Grok.com. G-R-O-Q, not the one from Elon Musk, but Grok.com. And so this is the Llama 3 8 billion parameter model. And if I say, explain quantum mechanics to me as a short story in the style of Ernest Hemingway. Boom, done. 839 tokens a second. Absolutely fucking bonkers how quick this is. And the reason this is so fast, so Grok.com, this is actually a hardware company. What these guys sell are chips that their only purpose in life is to do large language model inference, which is what we just did. When you give a large language model a prompt and it generates the answer, that's called inference. See, the LPU inference engine. Meta-based chatbot, accuracy, correctness, blah, blah, blah. Cannot be guaranteed. The sun beat down on the dusty desert road. I trudged along, my boots kicking up with small clouds of dirt in each step. I was a man on a mission, searching for the answers to the mysteries of the universe. I stopped by a small cantina, the sign creaking in the wind. El Jefe's Tavern, it read. I pushed the door open. This is Llama 3's shitty model, and it's pretty good. What's the meaning of it all, amigo? I asked, ordering a whiskey from the bartender. Schrodinger's eyes narrowed. It's like this, my friend. The universe is a strange place. Particles can be in two places at once. I can also use Llama 3, their 70 billion parameter model. And this doesn't go quite as fast. Explain quantum mechanics to me in an epic T.S. Eliot poem. Oops, I didn't finish the sentence. So that's 300 tokens a second. It's still pretty damn fast. So yeah. Who was I? I was listening to someone. I think it was just a clip on TikTok. Might have been an interview on Joe Rogan. But they were just talking about, you know, what we're effectively doing with these large language models is we're taking a significant portion of all of the content of the internet and making it small enough that you can just install it on a device. We used to joke back in the 90s about, you know, people that were clueless about the internet. They would use phrases like, yeah, I got the internet installed on my computer. I had to get a bigger hard drive. You know, we used to joke about that. That's effectively what these things are. It's not quite it, but it's like you're packing a massive amount of human knowledge into an incredibly efficient, little package. And over the next 2 years, that package is going to get better and better and smaller. And then the chips that you have on your devices are going to get, more optimized for this kind of interaction. So within 3 years, we will probably have, I'm guessing, GPT-5 level interactions where you don't even have to be connected to the internet. You can just do all this shit natively, and it'll be instant. It will not be like dial-up modems. Isn't that crazy? How was your workshop today? I bet it was awesome. It was a lot of fun, and yeah, it was really good. It was really good. We sort of did some foundational stuff at the beginning, and then did a lot of bouncing around tools. And I called it, what did I call it? These large language models are now going multimodal, but they're not completely multimodal. So you have all these different tools. You've got music generation tools and image tools and, large language models. And, you just have all these different tools. And so what we were talking about was creativity and, taking a small idea and kind of blowing the doors off it. So like starting in ChatGPT, and if you've got an idea, like this one guy had an idea for his great-great-great-grandfather had this remarkable story, and they've got this diary from like the 1840s of the grandfather, and it's got these amazing stories in it. And so he wanted to make like pictures, right? And we're like, well, take that diary and like have ChatGPT analyze it and make songs out of it. Here's song lyrics, here's short stories out of it, here's a screenplay, here's a Broadway musical, right? And then go to these different tools and you just sort of go around the ring of what's possible, and at every stop along the way sort of blow the doors off the idea. And so it was just the idea of worry less about what the tools are and more about how you're thinking about how you can express any idea that you want. And it was one of the things that was really interesting. One of the women that came, we did a writing exercise about like, what are your project ideas? Like, what's something that you want to do? And she was like, I don't really know. Like, I just know I want to do stuff with AI. And so with her, we talked about, well, use ChatGPT to give you 20 ideas, right? And then take one of those ideas and blow it out. It was fun. It was really neat. Thank you for asking. So not that I don't believe them, I just want to know more. All I do is generate and stare at inference performance numbers. There's a lot of nuance to it. Well, I don't know if these numbers are correct. I don't really give a shit if they're correct, but just the speed with which Grok generates content is quite impressive. And it's, what's funny, Pate, is there's something I'm finding that I'm having to do mental gymnastics about with Grok. When Grok produces content that quickly, there's something in my head that just goes, it can't be good. And then I read it and it's not bad, and I'm like, I'm going to have to somehow learn to process stuff being generated faster than I can comprehend it. And I know that's what computers do in general, right? Like how they process shit as quick as they do is incomprehensible. But like GPT-4 right now, we've had it for a year, and you can kind of watch it writing, right? And you're like, okay, yeah, it's thinking about it. And like just mentally, I'm like, I can process that. And when Grok just goes, and it's done, I'm like, I don't have a way to process it. And like, again, this is like, the tools right now are shitty. I mean, imagine 3 years from now when these tools are incredible, don't make mistakes, and are instant. And it's like instant video, instant music, instant brilliant writing, instant coding. We got some catching up to do as humans, just dealing with what these things are about to unleash on us in a good way. Not even the bad stuff. Like the bad stuff we'll deal with, but just even the good stuff. It's gonna alter our brains. It's so funny when Elon Musk first started talking about Neuralink, right? The thing where they drill in your skull and they have a robot insert electrodes into your brain. And he was like, imagine having an interface where you could control the apps on your phone instantly. And the only frame of reference I had when he was talking about this 4 or 5 years ago was like iPhone apps, which are slow and stupid and like you don't need super quick interface with them. But he was talking about the slowness of human perception, and like you have to click on stuff and then your eyes have to process it, and then shit goes in your brain and it does what it does, and then it's a really slow process. And he was talking, imagine that being immediate. And I didn't get it until I started seeing this generative AI stuff over the past 2 years, where all of a sudden you look at something like Grok, where it's instantly processing something, and you realize if you could think an idea and immediately have the thing start responding or calculating or having a conversation with someone or educating you in real time as you're having a conversation, all of a sudden brain interfaces start to make a lot more sense. Meta's talking right now. They've got a wearable, which right now it's this big ass, it's like a cuff. It's like one of those cuffs they put on prisoners, the ankle cuff. It's like that big. But it's actually a brain interface. It's a brain to machine interface. Apple just patented the coverings of the earbuds that go in your ear. They just patented a thing that puts electrodes all around those. So when you put it in your ear, it's actually a brain to computer interface in your earbud. So I think you're not going to have your skull drilled to have these things, and we're going to have fucking just crazy ass science fiction, sort of instant computing, instant knowledge, all that weird ass bullshit when we watched movies when we were a kid. Yeah, I just downloaded the How to Fly a Helicopter program, and now I can fly a helicopter. We're not that far from that. We're not that far from that. Hello, everybody. What did I miss? Not much. I've just been demoing a little shit. I've been just rambling. Saturday Night Ramble. Surprised they were able to get a patent on that. Well, I don't know if they got a patent on it. They applied for it. So I don't know if it was granted. It might not be patentable, but, it's Apple. They've got... Do you know that the Vision Pro goggles, they were in development for 9 years? Those fucking things have 5,000 patents in them. When Apple decides to go, they don't fuck around. 5,000 patents in the Vision Pro goggles. Amazing. Yeah, Matrix. Yeah, exactly. This is totally the Matrix kind of stuff. Like just into your brain it goes, right? So if you had something as fast as Grok, hang on. TikTok verified me with a puzzle piece. I'm verified human. If you had something as quick as Grok and something where your brain didn't have to process it, it just went in there. And someone asked you a question about some obscure branch of literature, and you could just talk intelligently about it because you now know it. I'm celebrating my 62nd birthday. What the hell are you doing in here, boy? Happy birthday. Happy birthday. That's great. That's absolutely crazy. Not your birthday. Just thinking about what era we are entering. I've got this saying, 2023, the last normal year. I'm sticking by it. 2024 is going to be the year that we start to see the foundational elements of the thing that's just going to completely transform life as we know it, work as we know it, all that sort of stuff. So last year was kind of it. Last year was the one where it was still kind of normal. Oh, my throat's getting a little scratchy. I wonder if I'm getting a cold. It could be that I did a 4-hour workshop today and my voice is tired. I might want to cool it out a little bit tonight. Oh man, I miss you, Kyle. Thank you, Mr. IT. I appreciate that. They may have leverage with the patent office that will grant them anything they introduce. Possibly. I don't think the patent office is super swayable like that. Has Hume gotten better? Keep hearing positive reviews, but it wasn't that office when we demoed here. So Hume, if you don't tech demo, I would call it right now. It's got this thing called Evie. Is it Evie? Is that right? Empathetic AI voice. Start conversation. Hey, Evie, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thanks. How about you? What's on your mind today?
Hey, that was really impressive how quickly you responded.
I'm glad you noticed. I am here to keep the conversation flowing smoothly. What can I help you with today?
I've got some friends here, and I'm showing them how you can talk with empathy.
That's awesome. I am here to demonstrate how AI can connect emotionally. Feel free to ask me anything or share a topic to discuss with your friends.
So everything I say, I've got some friends here. So it's kind of measuring emotions in my voice, and then it's responding kind of on a sentence by sentence basis, like determination, concentration, anger, interest, determination, calmness. Can you demonstrate acting angry? Can you demonstrate acting angry for me?
Whoa there. I can't believe you're asking me to do that. Let me think about how to show anger.
What about sadness?
Feeling sad is tough. It's okay to feel a little lost and disappointed. You take your time to process those emotions.
So, which app is this? This is called Hume, Hume.ai. We'll take you here. It's a little forced and a little weird. And what I've noticed, Anne, is that the emotions tend to never get above like 20 or 30% on any given emotion. So I have a feeling they've got the algorithm tweaked so that it doesn't go to the extremes, which I think makes it less interesting. And then there's a bunch of people. Oh, wait, Vapi.ai is better. Let's go look at that. VAPI.ai. Try for free. Voice AI for developers. Create a new assistant. Voice library.
The greatest part of our happiness depends on our dispositions, not our circumstances.
Efficiency is doing things right. Effectiveness is doing the right things.
I'd rather regret the things that I've done than the things that I've not.
Kindness is more important than wisdom, and the recognition of this.
What is not started today is never finished tomorrow.
Logic will get you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere.
Never mistake motion for action.
I have never been hurt by anything I didn't say.
Our distrust is very expensive.
Life without love is like a tree without...
Dreams come true! Without that
government of the people, by the people, for the...
All our knowledge has its origins in our perceptions.
Dorothy.
Ideas are the beginning points of all fortunes.
Government of the people, by the people, for the people shall not perish from the earth.
I like that. Now what do you do with it? Copy voice. Don't see your voice. Sync with 11 Labs. Oh, they're using 11 Labs. Okay. This is 11 Labs. Yeah, this is a bit different, Danielle. I mean, these voices are good. These are 11 Labs voices put into a developer interface. Hume is purporting to do emotional reading of voices on the way in. So in theory, what you could do with Hume is you could read the emotion of, let's say you create an outbound sales bot that calls people. In theory, Hume can say, okay, is this person pissed off or receptive, and then change your script based on it. So it's a slightly different thing. I don't think Hume's quite there yet, but I think it's really, really interesting. It's just someone said that they found it really patronizing, which it might be patronizing. I just think it's like, I think they've got the emotional swings dialed way back so that it doesn't go off the rails, is my guess. No, wait, no, you can talk to it like Hume. Oh, okay. You are not supposed to log in. Oh. All right, let me go back and unlog in. Let me log out. Sign into your account. No, I don't want to do that. Let's just do vappy.ai. Oh, give it a try here.
Oh, hey, sorry, I must have dozed off for a second there. Welcome to Vappy. I'm an AI assistant that you can talk to like a person. So, how's your day going?
It's going pretty good. How are you?
I'm just dandy. Thanks for asking. So what can I do for you today? Need some help with anything?
I'd like you to explain quantum mechanics to me, but do it in an M&M rap.
Oh, that's a tall order, but I'll give it a shot. Clears throat. Well, listen up. Here's the deal. Quantum mechanics, for real. It's all about particles so small, they can be here, there, and down the hall. Matter waves, superposition too. It'll make your head spin. That's true. Entanglement.
Interesting. What's interesting here is the latency is pretty low, right? It's responding pretty quickly. It's still like, this is probably, I'm guessing 500 milliseconds, maybe 300 milliseconds. I don't know what the threshold is where it doesn't seem slightly weird, that pause when they respond. But the fact that we're doing this over an internet connection and not locally, and it's that quick, these things are getting pretty impressive. Because that human responded pretty quickly when I first talked to it as well. They also use some tricks. Pate pointed this out. They also use tricks like you ask it a question and it'll immediately respond with like, let me think about that, right? So it may be a canned response that the minute it gets something, it gives you a canned response. So it's answering you while it's actually processing things in the background and then streaming the voice in. Fascinating stuff. Crazy. Could use to test dialogue for actors. Hair Growth Geek sent in some roses. Thank you for the roses, Hair Growth Geek. That's very sweet of you. Log out, unlog in. Well, words. I've used up all my good words for the day. I have no good words left. Oh, man. trying to think what else. Here, let me share something. Oh, there's part of my workshop from today. Oh, I don't have. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay, go there right now. Go to the Salon.ai. That's going to take you to here. And the very first link is a link to a letter. So the Colorado Senate is trying to rush a bill through that's an AI bill that would absolutely stifle innovation in Colorado. So especially if you're from Colorado, but even if you're not, go to that link. And here's the letter. Here's the link to the bill. But the letter is pretty self-explanatory. It basically just says the political equivalent of, hey, swell that you got this bill. A shame you have your head up your ass. And here are some of the specific things, in the bill that we think are really problematic for innovation. And what it's got things like, you need to hire an ethics lawyer if you're going to use AI, and you have to reverse engineer any AI that you use to determine if it's got bias in it, and if so, have your lawyer review it and whatever. And also things like you have to label anything that was generated with AI. I'm like, okay, what if it was just like one paragraph in a whole book? Does that have to be labeled? It's just this was clearly written by someone this was clearly written by someone in Connecticut, because this is a copycat bill of Connecticut legislation that the Colorado senator and the Connecticut senator or legislator just had a joint press conference talking about their awesome AI legislation out to protect the consumers. And what it really does is dramatically hurt, especially small businesses. So anyway, if you're willing to, please go check out that letter and sign up. It's a Google form that's here. So if you want to do that. The other thing that if you go to AI Salon, the third link down is the AI Salon community. And this is one of the things I think is going to be most important in the next, I don't know. Wait, so any paper that uses Grammarly has to be labeled? So stupid. Yeah, I don't quite know how they're going to use it, but basically it just puts egregious amounts of regulation on anyone using AI. And what it's going to do, for a couple of things. I think AI regulations can't be done on a state-by-state basis. It's going to be an absolute fucking travesty. Can we sign it more than once? No, I don't think so, Steve-O, because it's they're vetting anyone who signs it. They're sort of vetting them and making sure that they're real people and things like that. So I think if you sign it once, it's fine. But you can certainly share the letter, and I would appreciate that. So it's going out under my name and Dan Murray's name. So me on behalf of the AI Salon and Dan Murray on behalf of the Rocky Mountain AI Interest Group. We're the ones putting it forward. I'm going to be at a press conference on Tuesday talking about this, which I hate politics. I am non-political. I'm fairly cynical about how corrupt it all is. But this is a really fucked up bill. So I'm willing to be a meat puppet in opposition for it. But Steve lives in Australia. Yeah, exactly. Well, I guess Australia probably doesn't help. But anyone in the United States, but I don't know. Fuck it. I mean, I think the more people to sign it, the better. I'm selling a GPT. Very cool. Congratulations. Nothing will ever be able to regulate AI. Well, listen. There are some things. There are some things that I think could be fine with regulating it, but it's like, don't write regulation that's designed to get you a fucking headline in a newspaper, right? Without understanding what the fuck you're doing. This this stuff is way too important to be just dicking around with it with stupid political bullshit, which I assume this is. Anyway, check out the AI Salon. One of the things that I think is going to be very, very important for all of us moving forward is being in community where you're making trusted relationships with people that are AI literate. Joy Purdy, that's why I hate politics. I know, me too. There's something about being involved in this process that just gives me the willies, Joy Purdy, because it's just like I just don't trust any side of it. But at the same time, I actually think this is a really bad bill. And if they just pass shit like this just to pass it, and it ends up fucking up my ability to run my business, that's not cool. That's not okay. So anyway, but I think that as AI tools get more capable, what they're going to allow is every individual to be able to do every task at some level of competence, like every task. And if you're like, but I'm not a coder, you'll be able to do coding in the future. But I'm not an artist. I'm not a writer. I'm not a this. Whatever things that you've got in your arsenal of talents and skills that you think I'm not that, you're going to be able to be that. So the implications of that are that we are in the middle of a transition where we today hire people because of what they can do, their skills. Oh, you're a copywriter. I'll hire you to be a copywriter. Oh, you're a designer. I'll hire you. Oh, you're a project manager. I'll hire you to do that. As AI gets better at augmenting all humans, we're not going to hire people for what they can do. We're going to hire people for who they are and how much we trust them, and like how they work, how they think, how they do their job, right? Do they do it with integrity? Do they do it with passion? Do they do it with taste and good judgment? And so the implication of that then means you need to have an increasing circle of people that can trust you can do the work. And so what that means is being in a community like the AI Salon, which is it's a community of AI adventurers, people that are curious about AI. But there's some things about it, like we encourage people to use their real name. We have a set of values here, like curiosity. We want people in this community that are curious about AI. We want them generous, like people that are sharing what they're learning and they're connecting. Why is that? Because it helps build trust. It helps build relationship. Hey, I just learned this thing. Here's how I did it. Oh, can I ask you a question about that? Sure, absolutely. That builds that relationship. Exploration. People that are willing to say, oh, there's a new thing out. Let's figure out how to do that. Maybe we do that together. Collaboration is one of the other values here, right? Are you willing to connect with other people and build things? California will find a way to tax it. That's hilarious. Inclusion. People, everyone's going to be affected by AI. Everyone. There's not going to be an exception to it. So people are going to be coming from all walks of life, all experience levels, all professional levels, all ages, all ethnic backgrounds, all of it, right? So being open to those other points of view is super important. Empathy. We are in the middle of what I think is at a minimum 5 years of massive change. Massive change is always fucking terrifying. People are afraid of technology. They're afraid of losing jobs. They're afraid of their jobs changing. And all of that's going to happen. And it's going to happen in batches dramatically. So having empathy for what people are going through, or that they might be afraid, or that they might be pissed off at AI. Have empathy for that. Understand that. And then the final one is gratitude. Imagine being in a community that people were interesting and curious and engaged and generous and willing to help one another and willing to collaborate. and also like appreciative of that. That's what this community is. These values that I just went through, they're not like aspirational. That's how this group is. So if this sounds interesting to you, if the idea of being in community and you know, being able to have support around you as you try to figure this AI shit out is interesting, come to the AI Salon, join the AI Salon. And then the very first thing you should do, under the community section, there's this little tab that says introduce yourself. Go there and introduce yourself. Why? One of our values is generosity. Be generous. Even if what's going through your head is, I'm clueless and they won't like me and they're going to judge me and fuck it. Just go introduce yourself. It will serve you. You'll get to know people and be generous about it. Tell us who you are. Tell us what what you do today. Tell us what you're interested in. And what you'll find is that the people in here will welcome you in and say, yeah, if you're just getting started, you might want to go here. You might want to look at this. You might want to look at that. I don't know what words I said that our overlords didn't like. Love that gratitude image. I know, isn't it good? It's a really good one. The other thing that you can do, if you're just getting started with AI, right underneath Introduce Yourself is this tab called AI-Launchpad and Tools. I need to update this, actually. But this is a list that I personally maintain that talks about here's how to get AI literate. Here's the 3 steps: play, solve, and share. You can go read about that. And then this is just a big-ass list of tools that you should be getting curious about. The most important one is ChatGPT by far. I think the $20 a month is the best deal in software right now. I actually think it is, if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. There's lots of other options, but I think if you can afford the $20 a month, I think this is probably the most important $20 a month you could spend right now if you're trying to get AI literate. Just because they're still leading the pack. It's that $20, it does so much. This sort of describes what it does. And then I've got a whole pile of other image tools, large language models, video tools, audio tools, 3D tools, exciting stuff that's coming but not here yet, and even people to follow like Ethan Mollick and David Shapiro and Paul Raitzer and Rachel Woods here on TikTok. So the Salon.ai, and then, this is AI Launchpad and Tools. Great resource. Yep. This is worth the cost of admission. And what's the cost of being a part of the AI Salon? $0. Heart for $0. We love you, $0. Tools for whatever ails you. So anyway. All right. So that's that. I'm going to get out of here, people. My voice is crusty. I just joined. Awesome. Better call Mal. I like it. Do me a favor. So if I finally cracked 35,000 followers. It took like a month. I was at 34,900. Something weird was up with the algorithm. And then even last night I checked and I still had 60 people to go. And 15 people followed me, and it flipped over to 35,000. So something was fucked up with the counter, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. But 35,000. Finally, congratulations. Thank you. It's a lot. So follow my channel. Subscribe to the live if you want to support it. Thank you, Danielle. In the corner down here is a video series called Underhyped. If you want to understand like why this AI stuff is actually a big deal, that's what that series is about. And then just keep coming back to these things. I'm here nightly. They passed the TikTok ban in Congress today, or Congress. Yeah, I think the Senate has to do it as well. So we'll see. It's not going away yet, but this might have been good while it lasted. So we'll see. I'll figure out another avenue to chat. But anyway, if you dig this, just keep coming back. The reason to come back here is not so much I'm going to teach you anything. It's that the discipline, the practice of showing up here and just being in the conversation of how do I do these AI tools? How do I get creative with it? How do I learn it? How do I get up to speed? Is actually really, really important for all of us. So just keep coming back. Thank you to people who subscribe, means a lot. Thank you to the irregulars, people who show up here all the time. Thank you especially to my mods. So there's a subset of irregulars that get in here and support and pin comments and, corral, herd the cats while I'm trying to wax poetic and demo stuff. So thank you, mods. You guys are awesome. All right, that's it. I'm out of here. Happy Saturday night. I will see you tomorrow. I'm working on the musical tomorrow with my co-writer. He's available, so we're going to put some hours in on La Musicale. So that'll be good. That's exciting. And that's it. I'm out. Happy Saturday night, everybody. I will see you tomorrow. Oh, wait. Wait, there's more. Laughing at the end of the show. But wait, there's more. I got to do my Romper-Room magic mirror. Mr. Better Call Ma, Vicky. Good to see you. Joy Purdy, thank you for hanging out. Rustic Farm Wife, Jason. Source Camp, good to see you. Danielle, Steve-O, as always, thank you. Tams, I think it's Tams. Ashu, good to see you. Gavin Biddy, thank you as always. Dr. J, good hanging out. Jason, Emilio's wife, Silver Fox, all the irregulars are here. Papa JJ. All right, everybody. Great seeing you all. Have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.